Hi, I'm Laura Bartow from Studio One Stampers, and oh my goodness, it's finally here. The new annual catalog has just started, and it is jam-packed with great products. But of course, my favorite new thing about this catalog are the new colors. I have had so much fun playing with new color combinations, with matching up things, and I've just created this class so that you could see how much fun these new colors are. So this class is called Fresh Cards because it's fresh, brand new. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a behind the scenes look at how each card was created with the color palette that was used. I can't wait to show you how these things go together, the designer papers that coordinate with the stamp sets, and oh my goodness, it's been so much fun. What I did for this class is I used this stamp set called Timeless Arrangements. I used it because it's got so many fantastic greetings and gives you so many choices for your cards. And of course, it's got the matching dies. The matching dies are fantastic because they complement the stamped images as well as the greetings. What a great collection. So let's take a closer look at this card class using all of these fresh new colors in great combinations.
Well, the fresh new colors have been so exciting to work with, and I've so enjoyed this timeless arrangement stamp set. What's great about the stamp set is they have all these little pieces, and you'll see that they've got sort of what you call a little connecting bar, and that is so that you can layer them. You can layer them all on top of each other, and they create an arrangement all by themselves when you layer them. Of course, you can do lots of different ways to do it, and I've done that in these cards as well, so you can make all these great little arrangements, and all the pieces are attached. There's also separate pieces to add in a little bit more pizzazz if you want to. Also, the pieces cut out the stamped images as well. So they've got the images to cut out all of these images as well. So really, really versatile stamp set. And 26 stamps in here. And the majority of them are greetings. So many ways to mix and match the words and put together things. So a fantastic stamp set to use for a wide variety of cards. Well, let's talk about color now. That's what's been so exciting. I'm just going to scoot these pieces out of the way and bring in our first couple of samples. So here are the first two samples, and I don't know, can you tell that these are this beautifully naturally gilded paper, and then I've used it as a resist and put color over top of it with blending brushes. So it's really a great technique, fast and easy, and completely changes the tone of the piece to match the colors. Well, let's talk about this color collection right here. So this is a color collection. This is Boho Blue. This is our brand new in color. This is Orchid Oasis, and this is Fresh Freesia. Fresh Freesia is being brought into our line from being an in color this past year. So you can see how beautifully those three go together, and those three are represented right here in ink on this sort of ombre look piece in the back. And here's the boho blue right here. And I've used this gorgeous countryside embossing folder to give all this texture in here. And then whenever you've got a palette like this, that's a very, I call this a smooth palette because it goes naturally from one color to the next. I also love to add a little bit of accent. And here, Granny Apple Green and Berry Burst are my two accents that are going into that card. So what a great color palette this makes with this beautiful card. Well, let's move over to this You Are So Kind card. This one features the copper paper here, and so I've taken that, and let me pull these colors in so you can see them a little bit better. So we've got our brand new Azure Afternoon, Lemon Lime Twist that's coming back in the line, and Copper Clay. And look what a great combination that makes. And then for my little accent pieces, I brought in a little more Granny Apple Green and some Poppy Parade, which I think is just a really fascinating color to use as an accent. And look how beautifully that color pops against all of these colors. Okay, well that tells you our first two cards. Let's go on and look at some other great color combinations. Now here's two more really different cards, although they have somewhat of the same color palette. They come from this Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper, and you can see the striking artistry that are done with these beautifully hand-painted daisies. Now, one of the things that's super helpful about this is that on the back of the designer series paper, it actually lists all the colors that are included in the designer series paper. So for me, it was a really easy place to start because I could look up the colors and see where I wanted to bring my solid colors in. And so for this particular one, I decided to focus on this particular piece of designer series paper. And I felt that the Crushed Curry was one of the best light colors that were in this particular piece of paper, and Garden Green is also in there, and the Lemon Lolly is there as well, and the white. So all of these colors are right from the designer series paper. And then I decided to go and add a couple of accents, and here I've added Melon Mambo and Flirty Flamingo, which are two of the pinks from the standard line. So that's a fun way to go with that. And you can see how the Lemon Lolly is so light, it works really, really well to stamp your greeting right on there. Now let's look at the next one here, and here we are with another piece of designer series paper from that collection. I'll kind of bring it in a little closer here so you can really see the colors. Now this one actually features these great yellows. So I've got the two yellows, the Lemon Lolly and the Crushed Curry, and you can see how beautifully they go together in the center of that. And then the peacock, here's the peacock. We brought this back into our pretty peacock back into our line. And so that's actually featured here in the leaves. So I used that here with a texture, and then I duplicated the color from the center of the flowers with the Lemon Lolly and Crushed Curry in the little accents on there. And then came back in. This is actually Cajun Craze, which is the color of this background, and that tied the whole card together by bringing in this background as well. So there we are. There's two beautiful cards that have been put together with our Fresh as a Daisy designer series paper. Well, I have to tell you, I was absolutely thrilled when Misty Moonlight was added to our line. This was an in color a couple of years ago and just an absolute favorite. And here you can see in this Countryside Inn designer series paper how it features Misty Moonlight and Boho Blue, Night of Navy, and Bashful Blue. And so I've taken that designer series paper, added a little bit of Misty Moonlight in the solid, and then I've added a couple of accent colors. So we've got Poppy Parade and Granny Apple Green as our accents against all this monochromatic blue look. And of course I've added just a little bit of the gold and silver 1/8 inch trim. And this is part of our online exclusive offering. So you'll find that there and not in our catalog. Well, let's take a look at this next piece here. I'll kind of move things over a little bit. And you can see that we've got Berry Burst, and that's connected with our Bubble Bath. This is our new pink. And look at how beautifully they go together. And again, I added the Crushed Curry and the Lolly because those go beautifully together, and then added a little accent of the parakeet. Now this gorgeous paper, look at this gorgeous paper. This is called Bright and Beautiful, and you can see that really I picked up the colorations from this. Here's a really excellent example of the paper of the colors that are in here, and you can see I pulled up the berry and the bubble bath and then added the little bit of green as the accent, and again a little bit of the yellow. So this was a great piece of paper to really get some inspiration for the card here. And I've also used this embossing folder, I think it's called Countryside embossing folder. Anyway, just a beautiful thing. Now, don't forget that you want to get the markers that go with everything. And this particular collection, I used these markers to color in the piece, and they came from this collection. And this is a collection of all the new and returning colors. So all the colors that have been, the 4 brand new colors that have been introduced, as well as the 7 colors that are coming back into the line. And these are our brand new markers that also feature these great new tips. So we've got a beautiful quality tip on that end, and then also a great tip on this end. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe if I put it there, you can, there we go. You can see that beautiful tip. So we've got 2 great options for these brand new markers. So you're going to want to have these markers to really help you color in these beautiful patterns. All right, well, let's go ahead and look at our last 2 cards in this collection. Well, here's another really fresh color combination. This is our new Moody Mauve, and that's here in the Designer Series paper. You can see I've got that little strip right there just to add that little bit of texture and interest. Up here are all 5 of our in colors. So you've already seen Boho Blue, and you've seen Copper Clay, and now here is Moody Mauve, and seeing how to combine that. And that combines beautifully with this pecan pie or however you want to say that. And you see how close those colors are in their intensity. So I added in a strip of foil paper to really accentuate, to put a break in there between those colors. And then my accent colors are Granny Apple Green and Petal Pink. And the Petal Pink also features this gorgeous ribbon. It's a packet that comes with both the Lemon Lime Twist and the Petal Pink. So that's beautiful together. And I've used Very Vanilla just to give this a little warmer, richer look. And then here's our last card. And this is featuring our new in color Petal Path, and you can see how it looks like in a printed version here, and this is what it looks like here in this soft, really elegant looking piece here. And again, I've added the foil in there to really just pop against the neutral palette. And then my little bit of accent here is with a little bit of Berry Burst, and a little bit of soft seafoam, just in the softness of that little leaf collection there. And so those are our last 2 cards for this collection, and I hope that you've enjoyed the different color combinations and the fresh new looks that all of these colors give this incredible set of cards. Well, have fun with this class, and I'll see you next time.